Well, hey everyone, how are you doing? Well, today I have a very special and a different video. Now, very recently, I think about last week or so, somebody was asking me, it's been quite some time for you that you have moved back to India from the US. And how was the journey? How was the journey in terms of moving back to India? So I thought, why don't I make a video and I just want to explain a little bit about my experience, the pros and cons of moving back to India. Now, so I actually did my computer science engineering from India and then went to US for my master's in computer science. And then I worked with UBS Financials in investment banking, like Swiss Bank, for a couple of years. And I was doing pretty good there. Like I was earning about $200,000. I was driving a BMW convertible. And then I just thought about moving back to India. Now, of course, it was a tough decision, but honestly, I was more excited to come back and start something of my own as an entrepreneur. So I actually moved back in 2010. Now it's been almost 13 years now. Wow, it's a long time. It has been a phenomenal journey for sure. If I look back at it, I feel like it is a whole different decade. And I'm making this video because maybe I want all of you, maybe if you're deciding if you want to go, you want to come back, or you are there in the US, you want to come back, whatever it is, I hope this video will give you the perspective of my perspective, what I think, and how was my experience moving back to India. Of course, over the period of time, I have met with many students, many people, and they've asked me this question: why did you move back? Now, I think predominantly, my why is pretty simple. I want to do something which is more impactful in my life. I was having a good time at investment banking, but then I wanted to do something different. So my experience so far, I'm going to just talk about that. Now, there are of course some challenges and some benefits, and I'm going to start with the challenges first. Now, let's just talk about the challenges. Now, I think the first thing that I believe is really different from the US to India is what I call as a day-to-day struggles. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, I think life is a little bit more organized when you're in the US. Now, things are more systemized. You're very much, you can follow the routine. It's very systematic here. But when I talk about India specifically, there are a lot of day-to-day challenges and struggles. So that day-to-day struggle is actually there with, lack of professionalism also at times. So I feel like sometimes that's one thing. Although it's getting better, I can understand that. But I think that is one thing. Like it was more streamlined. Like maybe if I had to call up my telephone provider, my network provider, and it was a breeze just like taking care of stuff here. But here you really have to dig deep and work on that. So I think that's first thing. The second thing that I actually feel like is a challenge here is generally we are low on appreciation and trust factor. Right? So I still remember when I was in US and then you are somewhere outside and you are meeting any random stranger on the street, in the park, in restaurant, and you just give a pleasant smile, and then they will smile back. So it's a very mutual appreciation and a very happy environment in general, right? But I think in India, we're just like not still used to it. I can understand there are a lot of differences between the two countries. There's a lot of trust factor, trust issues. You don't know the other people, but that's one thing that I think that really kind of troubled me initially when I came back. Was like, oh, people were more friendly there in terms of that, right? So that's another one. Now, the third one that I feel like is it's very competitive here and it's very difficult to do professional networking here. Now, what do I mean by that? Hear this out. When I came back and I started my company, Mnemonic Education and TSA, which is the successful applicant. And every time I used to talk to other people who were like, maybe 5 years ahead than me in the industry, in career, college admissions and all. And I always used to ask them about how can I grow, what can I do? And they always felt it's more competitive. So I could see that it's more competitive rather than friendliness, like teaching somebody as a younger person who wants to do something in life. So I think that is one other area. And also professional networking. We still are not it's very, very difficult to actually meet up the right people. You have to have the right approach. Now, in the US, when I was preparing to come back and was doing some programs to understand about college admission and career, So I approached professors from UPenn or UCLA, and through all cold emails, I wanted to do this. Can you help me? Not just professors, random people, industry experts, and they always used to help me. But here in India, it's so difficult to do that. You need to have an approach to get to that person. So I think that's one other challenge that I feel like here in India for sure. And probably the last one that I feel like people are more interested in others' life here than their own life. So I feel like sometimes they're a little bit more pokey, they're a little bit more nosy about your affairs and all. So I think it's cultural difference. I think we tend to be a little bit more welcoming, so we just try to do it. But sometimes I feel like people are more interested for your decisions rather than their own. So I think these are some challenges. Now let's talk about the benefits. Right? I think I really want to talk about the benefits as well. So I think the first biggest advantage of moving back was definitely close to family and friends. I mean, it's so warming here when you're back with family and friends. You're always being pampered. You're always there for your relative events, or staying with your family, close to your family is really, really something that I feel like really beneficial. And I think with your friends also being here, so that's one thing that I really feel a huge benefit. I used to miss that a lot in the US, because you don't have the entire family or relatives and all, so that's more warmer here. Okay, now I think the second benefit, which I think is a big benefit, is you don't have to worry about your visa. Your status to legally stay in the country. Now a lot of people I know, they struggle with this. Even if you're on a student visa or an H-1B visa, you were always on the hook, you're always on the line about what will happen if I lose my job, what will happen if this happened. And I was there in the worst recession of financial crisis in an investment banking, 2008, 9 and 10. It was crazy, maddening stuff. I used to see at least 50 firings every single day, at UBS. So it was scary. Luckily I was okay, but then it was really scary because you feel like, what will happen if I lose a job? I have to go back to my home country. I can't switch jobs. I can't change anything. So there are a lot of things related to that, which I feel when you're back in India, you're a citizen, it's all okay. Even if you're not able to work, when I came back and I started my work, I feel like even if I don't do well, it's okay. I can go back to some other things. So that's, I think, one of the biggest benefits for sure. And also I think the other thing is here you can do some other side hustles or entrepreneurship. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but then I had limited opportunities in the US because I was not the citizen there. But when I came back here, you have a lot of opportunities working on that. So I think that's another benefit. And I think one of the biggest thing apart from that, also a benefit, is I want to do something which is impactful. So let me take you back when I was in high school and college times. People used to ask me, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to do in life? And I was unsure about it. And then, in fact, I actually came up with a line which I said, I want to change my life from anonymity to acclaim. Now, anonymity is where you have no name, and acclaim is where you have world praise for the work that you're doing. I can do meaningful contributing work here back in India. And that's another reason, another benefit for me. Now, of course, you have other benefits, like you can enjoy local food and cuisines and, a lot of other things. But yeah, I think these are the big benefits for me moving here back. So yeah, I think I just wanted to share this, and let me know how do you like this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, tell me in the comments. And if you want to know more about my work, my own experiences, and if you want me to make more videos like this, let me know, and I'll be definitely happy to make some videos for you, right? So this was my experience moving back to India. So I think overall, I'm very happy with the journey. It's so exciting. I'm so grateful that I came back. Not an easy decision, but I think one of the biggest reasons that I came back and I'm here is because of my brother. And I think he has always helped me and pushed me to be who I am. Unfortunately, I lost him about a couple of years back, but then I think I still want to do the impactful work that we have dreamt together. And yes, let me know how you like this video, and I will definitely make another video for you. All right, take care. Bye-bye. See you.